Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the brand new 2021 Netflix original show, Jupiter's Legacy. This stars Leslie Bibb, Josh Duhamel, Matt Lanter's in this. We love Matt Lanter. He's the voice of Anakin Skywalker in the Clone Wars series. A bunch of other people are in this. This is based off of a graphic novel, right? So I didn't read it, didn't know it existed. I have nothing to compare it to. Umbrella Academy is based off of a graphic novel. The Boys, based off of a graphic novel, right? Boys is on Prime, Umbrella Academy, and Jupiter's Legacy are both on Netflix. So if I'm comparing the three of them, right, because they're all adult superhero shows, we got to keep the Arrowverse on Pix 11, the CW Pix 11 out. That's like, it's totally, you can't really compare them. These three specific ones are like, have blood and guts and horror, right? Terror elements to it. Some of them. The Arrowverse is like kitschy, comic-y, cutesy. It's still hardcore stuff, but like not like people's skulls being caved in kind of hardcore stuff. Umbrella Academy is far superior from all three of them. Then The Boys, and then this, Jupiter's Legacy, 1, 2, and 3. Now, I have a lot of issues with The Boys. I've expressed that numerous times in my reviews for Season 1 and Season 2. And I've absolutely loved the Umbrella Academy Season 1 and Season 2. Obsessed with it. Absolutely love it. Can't wait for the third season. My parents love it. Love it. Jupiter's Legacy. This is a story that I don't know if it was told broken up in the comics. I'm assuming it wasn't. I'm assuming it was told from point A to, through all the other alphabet letters and then going to C. But this was two separate stories of the past and the present combined. This is 8 episodes long, Season 1. And you had 3 minutes in the past, and you had 5 minutes in the future, and then in the present, and then you had, 2 minutes in the past, and then 2 minutes in the present, and then you had 10 minutes in the past, and 8 minutes in the present. It was all over the place. All over the place. You had to pay attention to every stupid, minute detail. And there were so many unanswered questions at the end. Like, they're spinning this whole thing of this character, Georgie. He's this superhero, Skyfox, and he's like the villain. But it turns out Walt's the villain the entire time. He winds up killing his own daughter. So that way, Josh Duhamel's character can break the code, and his son Brandon is supposed to be the next utopian, but like all of him and his friends are just sick of this stupid code because some people deserve to die and the code prevents it. But it's a matter of these old superheroes refusing to adapt to modern times, and then the kids have to clean up the mess. Wonder what's going on in society right now, right? The boomers just destroyed everything, and the millennials and Gen Z have to clean up the rest. So I did appreciate the aspect of societal standards when it comes to that, showing the differences of 1929 to 2019, the 90-year difference. But, if this is shown as acts, right? Acts. We got a lot of Act 1 and we got a lot of Act 3. Okay? But this is a 4-act story. We have nothing of Act 2 and we have absolutely nothing of Act 4 because this cliffhanger, quote unquote, at the end brings us to Act 4. Why in the hell was this story presented this way? I feel like this would have had a lot of... This story has a lot of potential if it was executed appropriately. I have expressed numerous times how when you do a back and forth story, it has to be done appropriately. There has to be an appropriate flow. One thing must lead towards the next if it's doing a back and forth. This had 2 minutes of one, 4 minutes of another, 2 minutes of one. It was all over the place, and I rolled my eyes so many times. What idiot was allowed to edit this show this way? I want names, because this is an embarrassment towards a superhero franchise. This is probably an incredible graphic novel series. I wouldn't know, because the story that was presented to me with these incredible actors and actresses was absolute garbage. Garbage. And it's so unfortunate to say. Matt Lanter did an awesome job. Leslie Bibb did an awesome job. Josh Duhamel did an awesome job. Everyone did an awesome job with the characters they're given for Act 1. And then Act 3 was okay, but it was too much whining and complaining. What in the fuck happened in Act 2? We have no answers. We have nothing. Absolutely nothing. The 20-something-year-olds are all talking about, oh, when they were kids, this happened. When they were teenagers, this happened. There's so much history that is missing from this story. It's mind-blowing, because you have the crash of 29 leading towards this expedition of Sheldon's character and getting people and blah, 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 right? The 1929 story was great. Great. Finding them to get to this random island in the Atlantic, which is like some kind of portal to a moon of Jupiter. This is my other problem, okay? So they get their powers from some alien, right? Sure, okay. Or some alien force on a moon of Jupiter. Now, it's called Jupiter's Legacy, right? If you didn't know that the planet Jupiter was in the background of that scene, you would have no idea why the fuck the show is called Jupiter's Legacy. What the fuck? It's, if the alien thingy, right, giving them their superpowers because they're worthy enough because they passed the tests on the whatever, is on a moon of Jupiter. Jupiter's got many, many moons, right? Like 20-something moons, I think. Shouldn't it be called whatever moon they were on, legacy? But whose legacy are they upholding? If it was anyone's legacy, it should be Utopian's legacy, right? Because he's the one who has the code. It should have been called Utopian's Legacy. But again, I don't know what story is presented in the comics as opposed to the TV show. It had so much potential. So much potential. I saw such great moments between actors and actresses of like heartfelt speeches and, you know, stuff. The guy who played Hutch, extremely gorgeous, mind you. But he was so cool, waving around the rod and transporting things. But like, everyone thought that it was Sky Fox's rod because Sky Fox's kid Hutch had the rod. But then at the end we find out that it wasn't. It was Richard's rod. And you're like, but how did the rod get to the other kid? Like, you're bringing so much information in to memorize, and then you just throw it out the window. You just retcon the entire show. Ooh, that was a good way of putting that. You retcon the show as the show's going on. I don't understand. Was the author of the books a part of this? I really want to know what he or she thought. Well, I want to know what they thought. I don't know what gender they are. I want to know what they thought, because I am horrified for season 2, if there is a season 2, because we got Act 1 and we got Act 3. We have nothing. We have absolutely nothing of Act 2, and there's so much information in Act 2 that needs to be presented for us to understand Act 3. You can't give us Act 1 and pretend that we're okay to know what's happening in Act 3. No. I'm missing plot points. I'm missing story. It's a disservice to a fandom, I guess. But like, I don't know if I'm assuming a fandom exists. If you're a fan of Jupiter's Legacy, the comic book series, please tell me your thoughts on this TV show, because this TV show is hot garbage. Hot garbage. In the way the story was presented. The story itself has a lot of potential if it was told Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, Act 4, but it's not, and it kills my soul to know that, and I don't know what else to say aside from I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. There, I pulled the dad card on you. I'm taking my remote. We're done with this. We're done. Mahalo.